Hi there and good morning to you, and thank you for joining with me this morning. Some years ago there was a picture in the Times newspaper of a priest walking through a checkpoint, and the caption said, "In Bethlehem, Christmas is marked by tension. Some things never change. Peace is far from us, and yet we long for it." Isaiah in the Bible once described it as a time when the wolf would dwell with the lamb and the leopard would lie down with the kid, and the young lion and the little child will be there, but a little child will lead them. Way back in the First World War, there was a young soldier who had been rushed through training school and sent to command a company. He was young, and worse than that, he really looked young. And the first morning, the men lined up, and when he turned his back, somebody shouted out these words, "A little child shall lead them." The other soldiers laughed, and he turned round and said, "Who said that?" And there was silence. He said, "The man who said that will take a step forward," and every man stepped forward, and the young man knew he was beaten. The next morning, however, on the barracks, there was indeed a notice. And the notice said, "The company will report in full gear this afternoon at 1300 hours for a 25-mile hike, and a little child shall lead them on a great big horse." Every time at this year, we rekindle the hope for peace. We long for it. We long for peace in Ukraine and Gaza, and indeed everywhere in this world where there is trouble. Someone once wrote, "We were all gathered round the crib, putting the animals and the wise men and the shepherds around the baby who seemed a small centre of sanity in this crazy world." And that's a good way of putting it, a small centre of sanity in this crazy world. And that is why that we make a pilgrimage every year in our imagination to a cowshed in Bethlehem, because somehow lying there amidst the straw, we believe there is help, there is hope, and above all, there is peace. Blondin was the man who crossed the Niagara Falls on a tightrope, and never once did he falter. He kept his eyes fixed on a silver star that he had erected at the far end. The star was the centre of his attention, and it guided him from one side to the other. The reality, of course, for so many people at this time is so different. Peace, maybe like the wee lassie who said to her boss, "My left brain is making lists of people that I haven't sent cards to. My right brain is at the craft shop thinking of gifts I could make before Christmas. My nerves are at Bray Head worrying whether I should get another tie for my father. And my stomach is still at last night's party." And her boss said to her, "So what is it you want, Kathy?" Kathy says, "What I want is that if what is left of me could sneak home early from work, and if I could have a sleep." Well, if you feel a wee bit like Kathy, then let's just take a few moments to collect ourselves and think of the wonder of the Christmas message. Peace on earth. How we long for it. In this big divided world, there is not much of peace, and there's not much that we can do about it. But maybe even if we could just have peace in our own hearts, peace in our family, peace among our neighbours and friends, that would be something, wouldn't it just? I'm going to challenge you to take some time as we move towards Christmas, maybe to forgive somebody that you feel has wronged you. Do it this Christmas, and God bless you as you do. And thanks again for joining with me.